Well, I want us to be the leaders in everything, but I just think when you've got strengths the way we do, you build on those. And first of all, this is a very good place to grow the precursors, to grow the feedstock for these plants.
Nearly 3 years after announcing the state's commitment to become a leader in the biofuels industry, Tennessee is well on its way to that objective. From east to west, the signs of progress are obvious. While the Tate & Lyle Company has been producing ethanol for some time at its plant in Loudon, Tennessee, already in its second year of production, Green Plains Renewable Energy near Obion is producing some 110 million gallons of ethanol a year. And now, just over a year from breaking ground, the Von Orr Pilot Biorefinery, that's part of the University of Tennessee's Biofuels Initiative, is on track to begin producing its first cellulosic ethanol by the end of the year. And there's much anticipation for the announcement soon of another major commercial biofuels investment in East Tennessee.
This is a really, a complex, multifaceted plan. Our real end goal is to develop an entirely new industry. This is not about just one demonstration plant. It's not about working with a few farmers to produce switchgrass. This is about building the infrastructure to really support a brand new bio-based economy.
I don't know exactly which technologies are going to be around 20 and 30 years from now. I just think that alternative fuels in general is going to be an area of a huge amount of attention and expansion. We can't keep paying for oil out of Saudi Arabia. And I think that getting us in, getting some markers down, getting some experience, and having people in the state who know how to develop these things and develop the technology, in addition to simply growing the products that it takes to feed these plants, is something that can really lead to a lot of jobs and a lot of economic activity right here in our state.
The state's efforts in the biofuels industry is definitely of interest to our farmers. As a direct result of the opening of the Obion ethanol plant, the grain basis issue has diminished, if not completely gone away, as producers are seeing more competitive grain prices. And the potential for switchgrass and other cellulosic feedstock production offers a completely new market for Tennessee farmers to consider.
I don't know just how many bushels of grain goes into the ethanol plant in Obion during the fall, but I do know that most stored grain in the winter will end up going to the ethanol plant. And we've watched our bases improve greatly, and so far it's been a major factor in marketing grain for us.
And to be able to look to the future and realize that Tennessee was well positioned with our climate here and our agricultural diversity, to be able to take that climate and turn it into something positive is just incredible. And we don't have a lot of wind. We may have solar as well, but we're uniquely positioned here in Tennessee with our cropland to do some things that maybe other states don't. He took the bull by the horns, and he's made that work, or at least got it in the right direction, and I hope we can continue it on in the future.
The governor has been real good on this. I wish we had Governor Brayson for at least another 4 years, and we could have it on real track. That's when we go to vote next year, we need to make sure that the governor we elect is on track for alternative fuel, and hoping we're keeping switchgrass as big as we are. Right now, East Tennessee has more switchgrass than anywhere else in the United States.
Well, currently about 40 farmers have contracted with UT to produce around 2,600 acres of switchgrass. 3,000 additional acres are planned for next year. And it's estimated that Tennessee farmers could be producing enough switchgrass by 2025 to produce more than 1 billion gallons of ethanol annually on some 1 million acres of land that won't displace our food and fiber crops. Now, the state's initial investment of $70 million to begin UT's biofuels initiative has already paid off great dividends, with more than $163 million in new federal research dollars and industrial capital.
And it's been interesting to see now the focus on the feedstocks. Once the technology questions have been settled, a lot of attention then has been turned to, can we supply this quantity of feedstock in an economical and sustainable way? And I think that this project has allowed us to demonstrate that yes, we can, and we will, and there's a tremendous benefit and payoff for the states and the farmers that are able to take advantage of this.
As a result of the attention and opportunities presented by the Biofuels Initiative, a first-of-its-kind farmer-owned biomass processing cooperative was formed in October of this year. This new age co-op, fashioned under Farm Bureau passed legislation, will help to transition the state's subsidized switchgrass to a market-based model to meet the sizable commercial markets that are quickly developing in the state.
We have a real first mover market advantage at this point and are very appreciative of the investment that the state has made, of all the great research that's gone into this, and are very well positioned now to take advantage of that as those new investments in this industry begin to arrive.
I mean, during the time that I've been governor, I've been, constantly looking for ways to help the agricultural community. Part of it's just my own background. Part of it is just because it's so much about what Tennessee is. I mean, it's a big piece of the economy. It's one of the ways people think of our state. And it's tough out there right now. And it has been, it's been for a while. It's been getting tougher and tougher. This seems to me to be one of those things that really can do something for that community. It's a new crop to grow. It's different. It's not as capital intensive. It can bring into play land that's lying fallow now, that's not being used for other kinds of things. And if you can do all that and help farmers and help the country, it's a no-brainer.